please. Yes, so
Yes,
to do,
teacher, yes.
okay, let's start word stress, please. Okay, so to start, today's course is on word stress, okay, syllable division and word stress. So to do that, I will share my screen with you. Yes, okay, yes, can you see? No. Okay, please deactivate your microphones. Can you see the screen? Can you hear me? No problem.
We can't see the screen.
See the screen.
Yes, you can.
No, teacher, we cannot.
You can.
Yeah, we cannot see the screen.
No, teacher, we can't.
Okay, okay, no problem.
No,
Just
we can't.
okay, okay, just wait a minute. So let me share with you first. Deactivate your microphone. Yeah. Okay, now you can see it. Now you see it. Oh, okay. Can you now?
Yes.
Okay. So last time we talked about syllable division.
Yes,
Uh,
teacher.
yes. Okay, so we can start then. So last time we talked about syllable division. Today's course is on word stress. As I said before, that in English we try to accentuate, that is, we try to stress or to make the emphasis on some syllables rather than others in while pronouncing some words. Okay, for example, if I gave you already the example of when I say present, okay, present, in here a present, in here we have no stress, but I can say to present, so the focus, okay, is on the second syllable. So in English, so we stress only syllables, and as you know, the stress is on vowels, because vowels are namely the core, okay, or they are, or a vowel is a core of a syllable. Okay, and you cannot have a syllable without a vowel. A syllable may be either a vowel on its own only, or a vowel and a consonant. So we saw before how to divide words in syllables. Okay, because the syllable division is very important in word stress, because the stress of words is on syllables. Okay, please deactivate your microphone. Thank you. So I said, so word stress. So in English, we do not pronounce each syllable with the same strength or force. Okay, that is, we do not emphasize syllables in the same way. Okay, so in one word, we accentuate one syllable, and in the other syllables are pronounced quietly. Yes, Amal Jawad, please. Amal Jawad, deactivate your microphone. Okay, thank you. As I said, in English, we don't pronounce each syllable in the same way, okay? Because there might be some syllables which are more stressed or more emphasized than more actual. That is, there is a certain emphasis on certain words or certain syllables than others. Okay, that is, in one word we accentuate one syllable, and the other syllables are pronounced quietly. Okay, and remember, word stress is on syllables, and syllables have vowels as their course. Okay, they are the zest. The zest of a syllable is a vowel. So let's consider three words, for example, like we have in here, the first one, photograph. Okay, then we have photographer. Then we have photographic. Okay, so we have here three words that seems the same. Okay, they are from the same family. Okay, so photograph, photographer, and photographic. In each of these words, we accentuate stress only one. So you see the words, but the stress is only one. We call it primary stress. We have secondary stress, but the primary one is the most important. Okay, so here, look at the word in here, photograph. It has three syllables. We have pho, to, and then graph. Three syllables. But the stress is on the first one. Pho, that is, you stress it. You try to accentuate it. Okay, photograph. It has three syllables and the stress is on the first syllable. That is, you need to divide words into syllables in order to know what to stress. Okay, and there are, of course, some rules of word stress. Here we have photo. You see the stress is on the second syllable. So how many syllables do we have here? We have four syllables. We have photographer. Okay, here four syllables, and the stress is on the second one. To, that is, you emphasize it. Okay, here photographic. You focus or you emphasize the graph in here. We have four syllable and the stress is on the third one. We have four, one, two, okay, which is the second syllable. The third syllable is graph. Photographic, okay, four syllables, and the stress is on the third. So the syllables that are not stressed are called weak syllables. Of course, weak. They are not strong syllables. So strong syllables are those syllables which are stressed or emphasized, okay, in a word, while the other syllables are called quiet. They are quiet, okay? That is, you don't stress them or they are weak. So if you use word stress in your speech, you will instantly and automatically improve your pronunciation and your comprehension. Of course, word stress is very important. Why do I need word stress in understanding English? Because sometimes when you stress, and when I say, for example, to present, or when I say I present, okay, I present my session, or I present my course here, just from the stress on the second, you understand that it is a verb. Okay, but when I say he offers me a present, in here we have no stress, so you feel that it is a noun. Just from that's why word stress is very important in the pronunciation and the understanding of English language. And of course, there are some rules that might be applied, although there are some students or some people who can do the stress correctly based on their intuition. Okay. So what is more important? There are two important things about word stress. Okay, there are two important things. So whenever we talk about one word, it means that we have one stress. Okay, one word cannot have two stresses. Okay, that is, you cannot in one word, you cannot say, for example, photographic. So here we are focusing or stressing just graph. I cannot say photographic. Okay, I cannot stress other syllables because the primary stress is on graph. So that's why we say in here that one word equals one stress. Whenever you hear two stresses, it means that you're hearing two words. Okay, so one word cannot have two stresses. If you hear two stresses, it means that you have heard two words, not one word. Another point which is very important, just in terms of hearing, whenever you hear stresses, okay, hear just one word. When two stresses, two words, unless you have secondary stress in some words. But another point which is very important in word stress is that the stress is always on a vowel. Stress is always on a vowel. You must have a vowel in a syllable in order to stress it. So if we move to some rules, general rules, okay, concerning general rules concerning a word stress. So where to stress, what to stress, this is the question. Sometimes you feel confused when you have long words. Okay, so here let's see some rules which may help you, of course, but still you should not really that is sometimes they don't apply in some contexts. You have some counter examples. That's why you should at least use the rules and use your intuition. Okay, but just try to use these general rules and you'll have no problems. So here the first rule, which is very important, there are two very simple rules about word stress. One word, as I said, has only one stress. Two stresses, two words. It's true that there can be a secondary stress in some words, but a secondary stress is much smaller than the main or the primary and is only used in long words. Okay, in a long word. That is, in a long word, you may have two stresses in a long word, okay, containing affixes, suffixes, etc. That is, you may have two stresses, but there is always one that is primary. Okay, but all the other syllables seems to be quiet or weak. Okay, you may have a secondary stress, but it's much smaller than the primary. The primary is seen; you can hear it. Okay, so this is the first rule, that no word, okay, no two stresses in one word. The first one. Second one, as I said before, we can only stress vowels, not consonants. When you put the emphasis, you put it on the vowel. Okay? When I say, for example, photographic, this that is that is in here, the vowel is stressed. So we stress vowels, not consonants. I don't say gra, g. You stress the g. No, you stress a, graphic. Okay, you stress the vowels. You don't stress the consonants. Rule 2. Okay, rule 2. Here are some more rather complicated rules that can help you understand where to put the stress, but do not rely on them too heavily, as I said, because there are some exceptions. It's better to try to feel the music of the language and to add the stress naturally. Okay, but also you should observe these rules. So, rule A. What do we have in here? Sometimes the stress is on the first syllable. Okay, the stress is on the first syllable. Where? In which context? When we have two syllables nouns. That is, when I say result, for example, result. How many syllables do we have? One, zalt, two. So two syllables. So two syllables. A result, here two syllables. So automatically when you have a noun with two syllables, the stress is on the first one, as you can see in here, present. Okay? We have a noun, present, in which we have first syllable, second syllable. So the stress is on the first one. Then we have export. The export. So you see in here, we have two syllables. The stress is on the first one. China. China. So China in here has two syllables. So two syllables, automatically it's a noun, and we have two syllables. So the stress is on the first syllable. Table. I don't say table. I say table. The table in here is a noun that has two syllables. So automatically the stress is on the first one. There is another case where we have adjectives, okay, consisting of two syllables. Automatically, the first syllable is stressed. Like when I say present, slender, clever, clever, slender, present. So we feel that the stress is on the first. Remember, stress, stress, the first syllable if in the case of nouns having two syllables or in the case of adjectives having two syllables. Let's move to another rule. Rule B. Rule B is when you stress the last syllable. Okay? When you stress the last syllable. In which case? It's the case when we have verbs having two syllables. Like in here, we have verbs like present, export, decide, begin, okay, begin. So here we have verbs, and these verbs, okay, have two syllables. So you go straight to the last syllable, and you stress it. Okay, up to now that's clear. Let's go to other cases and other rules depending, and I'm giving you examples, of course, to explain this. So you stress the first syllable when you have nouns and adjectives with two syllables. You stress the last syllable when you have verbs with two syllables. Okay. Now we move to another one, another rule in here, which is rule C. What do we have in here? Geographic, geologic, television, revelation. Okay, television, revelation. Okay, so what do we stress in these words? So you notice first that in this case, or in these cases, we have words ending with ic. Geographic, geologic, ic. It's a suffix. So we words ending with ic. What you should do is to stress, okay, the penultimate syllable. What do we mean by the penultimate? Go on your right, geographic. What's the first in here? So we have ic, the suffix. Just the syllable before the suffix should be stressed. We call it penultimate. What does it mean, penultimate? It means the second from the end. Like here we have ic. This is the first in the end. This is the first syllable. Here we have the second syllable from the end. Graph. Yeah. How many syllables do we have here? Geographic. We have geo, then second graph, then ic. Geo, one, lo, two, ic. So in here, so in the case of words ending with ic, automatically we go to the second from the end, penultimate, that is before the end. So the syllable before the end, okay, like in here, la, okay, in here it is stressed. Graph is stressed. Same case for words ending with yin or shin, like in here we have shin, revelation, television. So here the end, so you have to stress the v in here and lay, revelation. Okay, so we call it penultimate syllable. Penultimate means the second okay, from the end. That you start counting from the endings, the suffix, and then you count the suffix ending one. So just the first one or the second one after the this is it, they and v. The second one from end one, and then the two in here before just before the end. Okay, this is what we mean by penultimate. That is second from the end. So in here, in words ending with ik, geographic. So we have graph and geologic. Okay. Then
Teacher,
words. Yes,
teacher,
please. Yes.
I see just first example, geographic.
Okay. Here now. Okay. Okay. Now I think you can see it. So words ending with the S, that is in here, television and revelation. So automatically we have this is the first in the end. From the end you count first, second from end is stressed. Okay, so this is what we call the first rule. Okay, so the first rule related to the word endings. Okay, like words ending with ik or words ending with in or jin or shin. Okay. Now there are some words which are longer than that. Okay, some words which are longer than that, like in rule D. Okay? Rule D in here. What do we have? We have other words like in here, democracy, photography, and geology, and critical and geological. Okay, so where can we stress the words? So that's up to you. You have to see the words ending, okay, or the endings of these words. So here we have when we have the word endings like C and like it and like in here phi and like G, geology. So what should you stress? You stress on anti-penultimate syllable. Okay, anti-penultimate syllable. Okay, what does this mean? Anti-penultimate? That is, it's the third from the end. That is when you count from the end. That is from the suffix in the end. You count the suffix one, then another syllable, then the third. Okay, which means in here, what would you stress? So let's count from the end. Here we have C. This is the first. Then we have Ra, okay, which is the second. Then you have to stress this one, which means I can say you can stress the second syllable. It's the second syllable, but also anti-penultimate. That is, it's the third from the end. One, two, so three in here. So we stress here democracy, okay? Photography, okay? So you see, you stress the second syllable in here. In words ending with C and they have word endings with C, ET, etc., you stress the anti-penultimate, which means the third from, if you count from the end, then it's anti-penultimate, that is the third from the end. If you count from the beginning, it's the second one. Okay, it's the second. Democracy, photography, geology. Okay, so this is. Then words ending with al.
Professor, sorry
Yes.
for interrupted. Are we going to stress the second syllable, mo? Democracy, we will stress mo, right?
Yes. Try
Okay.
to yes. Try to count. Try to count now. Try to count in here. Democracy. Democracy. You have from the end. We have C. We have R. Yeah, and we have this. It's the third from end. This is what we call anti-penultimate. So, and
Yes.
if you count it from your left, so you'll have the first one, the second one, as simple as this, not to be confused.
Yes.
Okay, the second one, and here the second morphology. So here the second one. See here, word endings in al, like critical, geological. So if we count from the end, we omit this one. We have G2. So we're going to focus or to stress on the geological. Okay, geological. So which means that here it's the anti-penultimate syllable or the third syllable from and. Okay. So here we have al and e, critical. So what would you here stress, please?
T.
Try to count the penultimate, anti-penultimate, that is third from the end.
I think we have call, G, and cre.
Mm-hmm.
So it's critical.
Cre.
Okay.
Yes. Okay, if you count. So good. So if you count from. So if you count, please deactivate your microphone. Okay, as I said in here, so what would you stress in the word in here, in this word?
Cre.
Yes, okay, critical. So you would stress, cre, okay, which is the first. Good. The same case for jo. This is in here. You have one, you have two. So here, geological, that is in here, the third one. The third one from and is low. So you can say that this is the stressed syllables. So now these are the rules. Sometimes we have some words, okay, that we call compound words. What do we mean by compound words? Compound words are words that consist of two units. Like when I say swimming pool, this is a compound word. It consists of two words, swimming and then pool. So, and these two units, or these two words, are considered as one unit, as one word. Okay, that is, they become transparent. Okay, so I would say that compound word consists of words with two parts, two units, but considered as one unit. Like when I say blackboard, screwdriver, taxi driver. So in these cases, in the case of compound words, what should we stress? Is it the first or the second syllable, or the third or the fourth? This is the question. So for compound words, I have summarized for you the rules, okay, in this, depending on whether the compound word is considered as a noun or as a verb or as adjectives. That depends on the type or the category of the compound word. Because as I said, that a compound word is considered as one unit, as one word. It may be a noun, it may be an adjective, it may be a verb, etc. Okay, so this is the rule E for compound words. You see in here words with two parts. So, as I said, compound words may be nouns, maybe adjectives, or maybe verbs, sorry. So the stress depends on the type of these units. Okay, so let's see first. When we have nouns, compound nouns, so where is the stress? So the stress would be on the first part. Okay, so here we have blackboard, greenhouse, okay, swimming pool, okay, screwdriver, taxi driver. So here we have all these cases are cases of compound nouns. Okay, compound nouns. So in the case of compound nouns, we try to stress okay, the first part. So this is the black, okay, blackboard, green. So you see the stress part is the first syllable. Okay. Then Now, if we have compound adjectives, so you see, I have tried to summarize for you the different rules. Later on, if you can check the ENT, you have the videos there, interactive videos, that is for other people talking about word stress. I want you to listen to that and see, but try to focus and to take as a base the rules that I'm giving you. Okay, I'm giving you the interactive videos for you in order to enlighten, to broaden your knowledge concerning word stress. Okay, and it's well explained, etc. I have selected that for you instead of going and swimming through the internet. So I have selected some interactive videos for you. So that would be very helpful to you. But please try to adopt these rules. Try to apply them. Okay. Try to apply the rules because I have tried to summarize these rules just using some examples in here. So as I said, for compound nouns, the first syllable is stressed. Then we have a compound words that are adjectives, like when I say bad-tempered, old-fashioned. So we see when we have compound words that are adjectives, because he is a bad-tempered, he is a bad-tempered man. Okay, she's an old-fashioned woman. So here we have compound adjectives. Okay, and compound adjectives. In compound adjectives, the stress is on the second syllable. Okay, it's in this is the second part. Sorry, it's on the second part, because in here the first part is black, the second is bold. So the stress is on the first part, a blackboard. But here the stress is on the second one, bad tempered, old fashioned. Okay, so that's clear. Whenever you find a compound word, remember compound words in general are okay. Leave the questions till the end. After yes.
Yeah.
Don't interrupt. I will give you the floor to talk and to discuss. Okay, just in here. I'm nearly to finish. So for compound adjectives, the stress is on the second part, but tempered, old-fashioned. Okay, so remember, a compound word is a word consisting of two units, okay, that are considered as one word, two units that become transparent and considered as one word. And then in here, when I have a compound word in general, maybe either a compound noun or a compound adjective or a compound verb. Okay, whenever you have a compound noun, stress on the first part. Whenever you have compound adjective, stress the second part. Now, if we move to compound verbs, okay, like in here, understand, overflow. Okay, so overflow. So in here we have a verb that consists of two. Understand. Don't say that understand is a verb that is not a compound verb. It's a compound verb because it contains under and then stand. Under, which is a preposition, and stand, which is a verb. Then overflow, we have a preposition which is over, and we have flow, which is a verb. See, so once combining the two, they becomes transparent, and this word become just one word. Although it consists of two units, understand, but it becomes just one word, which is to understand the verb. Okay? The same case for overflow. So here for compound verbs, the stress is on the second part, and you see, understand, overflow. Okay, overflow, and you try to focus on the or emphasize or stress the second part. Okay, so this is just a summary of the main rules of syllable stress. Okay, and of course you may use the rules, but at the same time try to use your intuition. Okay, so this is it. If you have any question, please. Yes, sir. Do you have any question?
Teacher,
Yes, please.
I can see that, like, I can see the difference right now from, we can see that the compound nouns, we actually use we like, we stress the first word, even if it's like an adjective or something
Mm.
like that.
Mhm.
And the opposite we do in the compound adjective, like we stress the second one.
Yes.
That's what I like. That
Yes.
here I get the difference between the both, and the verb, it's like it's already cleared. So
Yeah.
that's it.
Okay, Yusuf. Yes, yes, Yusuf. Good. It means that you have understood the different contexts of
Um,
stress. Good. Yes,
Yes.
good. Good, Yusuf. Thank you for
yeah,
your comment. Yes, please, Kautar.
yeah. I just want to ask about the old. I mean, the compound words. About the verbs, right? So, the rule says that we have to stress the second part, but um, I mean, we are going to stress the second part, not only like a syllable in the second part. Here, I will give an example. Like here, old-fashioned, right? So, are we going to stress all the second part, say like because when we pronounce the fashion, like fashioned, we stress just like like here the first syllable of the second part.
Mhm.
So I would be grateful if you can just clarify it. Thank you.
Yeah, yes. Okay, thank you. So here, since we're talking about, as I said, we're talking about a compound word, I'm talking about one unit. Okay, one unit. Okay, so if you take just one unit as fashion, here I can say that fashion, we have two syllables and we have a noun with two syllables. Automatically, the first syllable is stressed. Okay, but in the case of compound words, okay, in the case of compound words that consists of two units, okay, we're not talking about syllables themselves. We're talking about parts of the word. Which part of the word which is more stressed? Okay, which part of the word which is more stressed? This is the way you should take it. You take it in terms of parts. Which part is more stressed than the other? When I say old fashioned, so that's clear that fashioned is more stress or is stress, and the old is not. But in here, if I take just the word fashioned, okay, fashioned, so in here there is another explanation, because you should deal with the word itself. Here it's a case of compound word. When you take the compound word, you talk about stress in terms of first or second. Don't complicate things. But if you talk about just one word, like fashion, for example, two words, the first syllable. Is it clear?
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's clear. Thank you.
Yes.
Yeah.
ضمجنت. Yes, الحمامي ضمج. حمادي. محمدي. Okay. Okay.
Professor, can I ask you some?
Teacher,
Yes, of course. So now, Khawla, Jacqueline, yes.
teacher, since compound words, it's word from two parts. I mean,
Mm-hmm.
this is possible to have two stress in each one. Either the word is separated from the other word or not. Like the word high risk. We
Hi.
feel the stress high risk. We
Mm-hmm.
feel the stress in H and R.
But which stress in this word, which stress is stronger? Which one is stronger? Hmm?
The first one,
Yes, the first one. So please, when you do the stress, try to focus more on the primary stress, because I said that when the word is too long, that you may have other stresses. Okay, this is the secondary, but try to focus all the time on the primary stress. That is the first one. This is more important. Do you understand what I mean?
yes, thank you.
Yes. Okay, no ماشي خولة. Yes, any other question?
Professor, can I
Yes,
ask you
Umayma?
something?
Yes, Umayma?
I'm still confused concerning the difference between the primary and secondary type of stress. I can't.
So please don't bother yourself. Don't bother yourselves with the secondary stress. I'm
Okay.
talking about in the exam you have just primary stress. We're not doing in here phonology, or we're not doing like a introduction to linguistics, or I don't know, phonology to do the stress in details. I'm just initiating you to how to pronounce some words, namely using primary stress, that is the stronger stress, not the secondary one. That is, don't bother yourself with the secondary. Here, my course, my lesson is on primary stress. Where do you stress words? Okay, that is the higher
Yeah,
one. Okay, don't worry about the other one. Okay, even
thank
if you
you.
find it, in dictionaries, but try to focus more on the primary. That is the stronger one. This is what is more important for me. Yes, is there any questions? Yes, sir. Let me see, teacher, how can we write the transcription of compound words? Yes, here, Muhammad Laouni, teacher, how can we write the transcription of compound words? Good, it's a good idea, okay? It's intelligent, it's clever from your part to ask such a question. I appreciate, So yes, maybe you may have a transcription of compound words in the exam. Yes. So when you have a compound word, you treat it as one word. Don't put the hyphen in between. For example, swimming pool. So you just write S O I M I and N and P and U and L. Okay, attached. You don't need to put the hyphen. Okay, as the normal words. Yes, yes, Hajar. Yes,
Teacher, uh,
Hajar.
is there any word without stress?
In English.
Yeah.
That depends. Okay, I cannot answer your question. That is there any word without stress? Because sometimes the stress is up to the speaker. It's up to the speaker. That is, you may stress as well as not. There are some people who do not use the stress. They don't care about it. What is important is communication. Okay.
Yeah, but
And
we are
this is,
supposed
yes,
to write this the stress on the transcription.
yes, you're supposed to write the stress on transcription. I'm talking about the exam. If you are asked, if you're not asked, you're not obliged to do the stress. Normally, the stress is in the transcription. Normally, but
Mm-hmm.
but normally when you look up a word in the dictionary, you find phonetic transcription, and you also find the stress just next to it, whether it's at the beginning or in the end. Okay, that's all right. You find it in the dictionary. But in the exam, when you are asked to, for example, transcribe a word or a sentence, okay, so you don't need to write the stress because you're asked to transcribe words just using phonetic symbols, which are English speech sounds. But but in the section that is related, in the section that is related to syllable division, when you have a syllable division in the section on syllable division, so you have to write the stress. Do you understand what I mean? Because in here, when you are asked to divide into syllables, you divide into syllables, and you state, for example, the number of syllables. That's okay. And concerning word stress, that is when you transcribe, in the second session part of the exam, when you transcribe, for example, or when you divide the word into syllables, so automatically you have to say what is the stress. Is it on the first or on the second syllable? So, and you should show it in transcription, okay, by putting the diacritics. Okay, do you understand? But in the normal
Yeah.
transcription, you're not asked, because I'm here just to initiate you. Okay, what's the difference? Yes, please. Yes, do you have any question, teacher? What is the difference between what? Yes, Ruqiyya Hababi, I can't see your question. Can you activate your microphone and try to yes, please.
Teacher, can I ask?
Mhm.
It will be there. It will be there some exercise about the word stress, right?
Mhm.
Okay.
Of course, of course.
Okay.
Any course in spoken English should have an exercise and should have certain practice. Okay.
Okay. Thank you
Teacher,
so much.
no, Mashnit Yusuf. Teacher, what is the difference between? I can see, please. Yes, yes, Hajar Jalal. This is a diacritic for yes, Ruqayya Hababi. Teacher, what's the difference between this and this? No, for the stress, you should use the first one that was written by Hajar Jalal. The first one is stress. Teacher, there are some students that cannot attend the course anymore because they have some technical issues. Salma Jalil, they can't attend the course now. Some technical course she didn't reset. Now they cannot attend it. So we have finished the course, and the course is recorded. Okay, so since it is recorded, so I think they can see the recorded version. Okay. So these technical issues and so on, I don't take them into consideration, because for me, what I take into consideration is the profile of the students in the ENT, because I click on the name of the students and I find all his work and all his profile there. Okay. And of course, in the recorded session, you are recorded, and your chat icon is also recorded. So I see all the comments and I see all the participants in the live. Okay, that's all clear. Yes, do you have any other question? If not, I would move.